bullshit. This is crazy.
The mistrial today at Young Thug's trial. Here's what happened. So the prosecutors called their first witness, which is a gang detective, and he testified that Young Thug's gang were motivated by money, respect, and power.
That's the purpose of it. That goal of money, power, and respect is to increase their own reputation, increase their own ability to retaliate and do violence to the extent that it keeps someone else from being able to do violence against them, and therefore they can do what they want to do, which in the context of criminal street gangs is conduct criminal activity.
He also testified to the connection between Young Thug's gang Sex Money Murder and another gang, Cleveland Ave.
I did, and we began to observe, here you can see one example of a rock crew tattoo, ROC, and then crew below that. Also in this picture, you can see that the person in the picture has a red bandana tied to their waistband.
There was also this really weird exchange where the prosecutor was asking the detective if people can go to jail for saying words.
As it relates to a musical artist's words, is there any crime in saying words?
There are certainly potentially crimes in spoken words.
All right. Now, I'm not talking about crimes being described in words. I'm speaking of, is there a crime to speak the words?
As a generality, no. Outside of...
Your Honor, that was the answer to the question. And...
So it's non-responsive, is that what you're saying? Okay, I sustain this as non-responsive.
Look at that.
Sergeant Ingram to be sworn as a witness.
Look at that. That's the jury.
Ryan, you swear firm testimony to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I see.
Let's pause just in case you missed exactly what just happened. The camera panned over too far left and accidentally revealed members of the jury. And it didn't take long until people started identifying the members of the jury. There was a man who commented under a Seti Nash IG.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's a mistrial.
I would want off the jury.
Yeah, that's straight.
If I was that dude,
I would straight take.
I would be like,
is this not one of the worst cases y'all ever seen before?
Yeah, that's. I'd have been like, you just put my life on blast, like I'm a target.
Your
like,
life could be in danger.
Yeah,
I would have pulled out.
I would too.
Yeah.
And you have justifiable reason.
Yeah.
Like they can't hold you there at threat of death for jury duty where they're paying you $8 an hour. Fuck you. I don't even want to be here. I don't want to be here in the first place.
He probably doesn't know, or the jury probably doesn't know that they're that they were on the video camera. Because they try to keep the juries out of like all of the social media and stuff, so they don't get, persuaded to go either way by comments from other people. So
that's fucked up. That ain't right. That's fucked up.
I was about to say, if he got injured, I would try to sue. Like you knew that I was in danger and you left me in a dangerous situation. You're responsible for this horrible thing.
It's y'all shit. You ain't got to put my life on the line to make your case.
I don't even give a shit about this case.
I was about to say, like, who give a fuck? This y'all. This benefits y'all. Yeah, this bullshit.
He post where he gave the jurors full name and said he knows the man who is currently on the most important hip-hop case in the last decade. This level of gross negligence on the court's part and the media's part in the courtroom sort of sums up exactly what this case has been about from the very beginning. It's an absolute clown show. That juror who just got exposed for being one of the jurors responsible for sending Young Thug to jail, if he does indeed go to jail, his life is ruined forever. Like, that juror would never have a regular life again. And after this case is done, he has to go back to his regular life with no protection. It's over for him. Us at No Jumper reposted the court's mishap and reposted the public comment that was already out there. But apparently after we posted it, it reached a whole entire new audience and the judge wasn't happy about it. The judge in the case was reportedly furious that we reposted it, and he called all the attorneys to the chambers, and people thought that there was going to be a mistrial, that the judge was so angry that something this reckless could happen.
See, this is what I'm saying. This judge is letting too much shit go in this case. Like we've been covering this shit for probably a half an hour, and we ran into at least 20 red flags.
Yeah.
I've seen cases thrown out for less than this shit. Way less.
The jurors that he was about to declare a mistrial and go through the entire process again of picking a new jury since this one was contaminated. While the judge and the attorneys were deliberating on where to go from here, people were on Twitter discussing the ethics of No Jumper reposting the screenshot and reposting people having the discussion regarding the jurors. Me personally, I don't think No Jumper did nothing wrong. No Jumper posted something that was already publicly out there. No Jumper posted a video that's still public on the Law and Crime Network's YouTube channel. No Jumper posted a video that was produced by the court of law. So I don't think No Jumper did anything wrong for reposting content that a court of law produced and dropped the ball that badly.
See, that's like I said, that's why Bruce Rivers didn't show it, because it's kind of dicey. Nobody wanna
Right, but you can't vilify somebody for reposting public information.
I mean, you posted it. It's like the R. Kelly situation to Dave Chappelle. How you gonna make a tape? Like, nigga, how you gonna make a tape?
Right.
You know, somebody, nigga, shit. Yeah. So, what you think, Mr. Pfeiffer, say this?
I already said it, man. I think it's going to a mistrial. I don't know why the judge is trying to keep this shit going on longer, but I'm like, this is going to mistrial. This ain't. It's just too much. Like I said, too much clownery going on.
Yes, it's a lot of buffoonery going on, and I can't believe that he letting all of this shit go. Like to be honest, I thought about it. Like, if he calls a mistrial, that will only teach the prosecutor a lesson, and I think that's why he's not doing it.
Yeah,
Like,
imagine sitting in his seat. You know, you're personally convinced this guy is responsible for multiple murders, and because everybody's ridiculous right now, you have to let him go do it again.
yeah.
Well,
And you know he's gonna do it again.
at fault too. So I mean,
You gotta have your shit together. Man.
yeah.
You gotta have your shit. They didn't let a lot of killers go because they didn't have shit together. You know, I mean, and just because it's a mistrial don't mean he's not going back to court.
Yeah. Well, it's just gonna be a longer time. They gotta reschedule it and go through, like I said, go through the whole process all over again.
Mr. Fife can't believe them lyrics. He like, he reading them lyrics different. He like, this guy basically telling the whole story.
Man, he's like January 23rd.
He just read the shit. Him read it even sounds stupid. He like, yeah, that's me. I took that. I killed her. I sent 100 shots. I wasn't there, but I made the phone call. I rented the car. Like, what the fuck?
My credit card number is like.
If they had their shit together, there's no doubt in my mind that he would be convicted.
It should have been.
When
they allow lyrics, it should have been an opening shut case.
You know what would be the best thing for him? Honestly, if he was, how can I put this? If he was realistic enough, and this may sound crazy to people, I just tell my lawyer, like, hey man, tell them right now, if they give me time served in 2 years probation, we can end this right now. Because you're gonna get some time. You're not walking away from this with no time, bro.
Yeah, but what time is gonna be enough? If he say like 2 years, that might be like a slap in the face. Like that, you just openly said, pretty much said you guilty, but they should be leaning in on you. Like
sometimes it says that you just tired of going through the case. Lots of people cop out in cases where they didn't do anything because they already been sitting in jail for a year, and the case may carry 2 years. You know what I'm saying? And the prosecutors know that. See, a lot of people know the saying that it's a saying that goes like this: a good attorney knows the law, a great attorney knows the judge. A lot of people know that saying, but they don't know for prosecutors, they got their own saying. A good prosecutor gets you prosecuted for what you did. A great one gets you to plead guilty to something you didn't do. Because the evidence is so overwhelming, you are afraid to do the maximum sentence. He's been gone damn near 2 years. And this is like, if they say no, it's a win-win for him because he can get out today and the prosecutor agree and the prosecutor gets the conviction. Or you can say no and we motion to get me for a mistrial and get me bonded out all together, and we'll see you next year when you have to gather up all these motherfuckers all over again, and your witnesses, they didn't know what they was talking about in this case. They ain't gonna know what they talking about in the next case. That police officer that fucked up,
He's fucked, yeah.
he was a big witness. That's gang intelligence. He don't even know what a gang sign is.
His whole career should be fucked. Like you actually wrote out a police report that somebody threw up a gang sign, and you don't know what the gang signs are. So every case where you made that statement is now suspect.
I think that Young Thug, they have a lot of evidence of him being guilty, but I think everybody is so thirsty and excited to get the conviction that they're half-assing the work.
Mm-hmm.
I just watched a trial from back in the day that's the same kind of concept. Basically, like this dude lived in Cleveland turned out to be a Nazi, and they trialed his ass and brought him to Israel, and tried to say he was this Ivan the Butcher dude, and they went through all this shit. Well, it turned out through like old USSR shit, the whole time like he was a Nazi, but not this dude. So they had to let him go because they couldn't convict him of being this person.
Mm.
They overreached. They was trying to get too much on them.
They overreached, and then finally, like long later, they ended up putting him in prison. But at that point, he was like 100 years old and died. So I'm like, that you could have had him, but you overreached and claimed he was this dude, and they had all these like Holocaust survivors at the time. They were like, "No, that's him," and it wasn't him.
Hmm.
Like this dude had brown eyes. The guy that the actual guy had blue eyes.
Yeah, well, they fucking this case up just like that.
Yeah.